Welcome back, my friends, to another video of the Patriotic Pickup build. Today I'm going to put this Permatex windshield and glass sealant around the top of the windshield to try to get rid of the leak that I've been having. I took a video of it a few weeks ago, so I'm going to splice that in here. Hi, I just wanted to take a short video showing you where it's leaking. It's the windshield. For some reason, I guess due to age or whatever, it's not sealing against the frame anymore. So this is another thing that I'm gonna have to take care of. I mean, I know I need to replace the windshield anyway because of the crack in it, but I'm thinking maybe I can just take the gasket seal thing that goes around the outside of the windshield, take it off, and maybe use some silicone grease and just put a bead of that around it, and then put the seal back on, and maybe that'll help keep it from leaking like this. It only leaks right here, to the best of my knowledge, only when it's raining, obviously. So yeah, I just wanted to take a quick video and show you that. And hopefully I was able to find it and put it in there, otherwise this would be very embarrassing. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is read the instructions, clean and dry all surfaces, pierce the seal on the head of the tube, apply sealant to the leak source, remove excess, let dry for 1 hour, full cure requires 24 hours. The one reason I want to go ahead and do this is this week I'm going to go see about getting the windshield replaced, how much a local shop would charge. If they're going to charge more than I want to spend, then I'm not going to get it done yet. And also, I know I'm going to need it done eventually because it's not even sealed down here, and that's not going to help down here, but I haven't had a leak down here. I've had a leak from the top, so I'm going to put that sealant across the top and down the sides and see if hopefully that'll work. And also because the day that I'm supposed to take it to get a estimate on how much to replace the windshield, it's supposed to be raining, so I don't want it raining in on me while I'm driving to take it to get the estimate. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this on it anyway, that way it won't rain on me on the way there, and also if I don't get it replaced, then it'll still be sealed. So I'm thinking what I want to do is I want to do one continuous, try to keep it as continuous as possible, or overlap it in the middle. Maybe I'll start like where the rear view mirror is on this side and go this way, and then from standing on that side of the truck, start there and go that way. That way I'm overlapping it about 10 inches in the middle, and maybe then I won't be missing any spot. Now the instructions do say to clean and dry the area. I don't really know. I mean, I guess I could get like a little nylon brush in there and brush it and then blow it out with some compressed air or something. But otherwise, I don't really know how I could clean in there. So I'm going to try that. I'm going to go get a brush, go bring the air compressor around, and try to clean it up as best as I can before I use this sealant in it. I'll bring you back in a minute. Alright, I couldn't find my nylon brush, but I got a 3M scrubbing pad. I've already used some compressed air and gotten out all the loose stuff, so now I'm just gonna stick this in here and clean it up a little bit more before I actually put the sealant in. So I'll bring it back after I do this and get it cleaned out. Alright, I've gone around the entire windshield using the edge of this scrubby pad and cleaning inside the crack between the windshield and the frame. And I did get a lot of pieces of the urethane out, just as little strips. So now I'm going to come back, compressed air, and get it all cleaned out, try to get as much of the dust out as I can, and then I'll come back with the sealant and put that on. Alright, the tip has multiple sizes depending on how far you cut it up, is how thick the bead that you'd be laying would be. I want to cut to have a pretty thick bead because this is a pretty large gap, and I'm not sure exactly how well it's sealed by the urethane that's still there. So what I'm going to do though is, because you can't add any back, I'm going to probably cut this section here because that should be where I can still get it into the crack. Maybe. There we go. Except for where it narrows. You know, I'm going to start with the very end because I can always just squeeze more out along here. Yeah, that makes more sense. Because down here where it gets pretty thin, I'm still going to need that thinner section to be able to get it actually into it. So I'm going to start at the very end, and if I don't like how well it's coming out, then I can always cut back some more. Okay, I cut it at a slight angle, and that's a very small hole there in the end. I don't know if I can't tell if I cut it back any further if it'll make it larger or not. I don't think so. I think it's all just that size there at the end. Yeah, I'll try cutting it back a little bit further. Alright, I cut it back a little bit further, and the hole is a little bit larger now than it was a minute ago. So I'm going to go ahead and stick this on there and start putting it on. Alright, so like I was saying before, I'm going to start past the middle. I'm going to start past the middle and come down this side. Then I'm going to go over to that side of the truck, start past the middle from that side over here, and go down that way, that side. That way I'm doubled up in the middle, just to make sure I got everything. So probably about right. Actually, let me put a little bit down where I can see it, so I can see exactly how well it's coming out. Okay, so that's pretty thin. Okay, so this should work. Alright, so over here, I'm trying to get where you can see and I can see. Alright. This is not working too well. Alright. So it advertises that it's supposed to flow into cracks to be able to seal. So alright. So hopefully, even if I can't get it in there well enough, maybe it'll settle down and actually get further down into it. Trying to keep you in focus and see what I'm doing at the same time is not easy. And it keeps getting bound up on the thing. Alright. Y'all keep wandering off and not seeing what I'm doing. Alright. I'll bring you back when I'm done. Alright, I ended up going back multiple passes and laying a pretty... Come on. Yeah, there we go. And laying a pretty thick amount all the way across the top. And hopefully it does seep down into whatever cracks are there like it advertises. On the sides, it didn't work out too well because I wasn't able to actually get the tip of the nozzle down in there, even though I left it as thin as I could. So I ended up using about half of the tube. The instructions say cures in, well, wait, cures in 1 hour or dries in 1 hour. Let dry for 1 hour. Full cure requires 24. Test for leaks and drafts. Reapply if necessary. So since I put a pretty thick amount on there, I'm hoping then that's all I need to do. What I'll do is sometime this week, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to give you an update. I won't release this video until after I do the update. But what I'll do is, since it's going to be raining this week, I'll just pull the truck forward so that it starts getting rained on. I'll sit in it for a little bit and see if there's any leaks. If not, what I could also do is I could get the garden hose and just go ahead and spray up there. But I'm going to wait 24 hours to let it completely cure. Then I'll check and test to see if it worked or not. And I'll do a little update video letting you know if it did or not. But right now I'm going to go and wipe up the excess that I kind of got on the edges of the paint and the glass. I'll go ahead and clean that up and then let it dry. I should also note it really doesn't say what to clean it up with. It says that it's resistant to most shop chemicals, and if it gets on the skin, wash with plenty of soap and water. So I'm just using a dry paper towel to clean it up. I don't think I need to do anything more than that. I'm just going along getting the edges, I think, and I really didn't spill that much. That little control, that little nozzle tip really did well as far as staying on point and not getting too much. The only time I really spilled any was when I was taking it out of the crack or putting it back in. And also, it helped if I kind of held my finger next to the nozzle to hold it away from where I'm laying it down. That way it's not dragging through what I already put. I was adding another bead on top of it. But it did, since it does flow well, it did all kind of just flow down and into what was already there and just make it, you know, thicker. So I'm hoping it works, and I mean, we'll find out if it does. I know I've seen several YouTube videos of people recommending this product or that product for sealing windows, but I don't think any of them ever actually came back after the fact and showed that, hey, this worked, or hey, this didn't work. But I'm going to be sure to do that so that y'all know that if y'all have this problem, whether this product works or not. So I'll see you in a couple days when it's raining, or after I've, you know, hosed it down to see if it works. Here I am a couple nights later after I put that sealant on, and you can hear that it's still raining. Well, you know, it was leaking from right about here. I put a paper towel on the floorboard to collect any drops to see if it's leaking in. Paper towel's dry. Floorboard doesn't look wet either, so I'm guessing it worked. I know the other day I came out here and I thought that I felt that the floor was dry, not dry, but it was a little moist. But maybe I was just imagining it. But it's been raining pretty well for about 3 hours now, so it should have started leaking if it was going to. And there's no evidence down there. Now I on the other hand, am getting soaking wet because I have the door open. But anyways, it would seem that stuff has stopped. Okay, I gotta go back inside. Anyways, it looks like the stuff stopped the leak and it's all good to go. And I'll see you in the next video. Like, comment, subscribe. Yeah, okay, good night.